This is Ken with the Black and Yellow Garage. This is a follow-up to the 1997 Toyota 4Runner with the 3.4. The situation with that was we had a real bad sound when it was cranking after the timing belt was put on. The bad sound went away after cranking for a little bit. Still did not have any ignition popping like it was going to fire off. Did have spark and injector pulse. So problem seemed to be with compression. I pulled the plugs out on the right side, had 60 on the first cylinder, close to 120 on the second cylinder, and 30 on the rear cylinder. After that, I put some oil down in each cylinder, rotated the engine around. It seemed to allow the engine to build up compression. The oil was being ejected from the cylinder in a mist form, so it seemed as though the compression was getting better. After that, I put the plugs back in, turned the engine over repeatedly, and it did fire off one time. I mashed the gas pedal to the floor, kept cranking, and it eventually fired off and kept running fine. With the introduction of the oil, it started smoking, so I pulled it outside, let it smoke for about 20 minutes. After that, everything was fine. The cause of this fella's problem with the timing belt was someone else had put a timing belt on behind the crank pulley, the harmonic balancer pulley. There is a gear that the timing belt rides on, but after you put the belt on, there's kind of a little plate that's convex or concave, depending on which orientation you put it on. The person who did that timing belt job installed that plate so that it was concave towards the belt, which caused the outer diameter of that plate to eat away at the belt as it was rotating and moving side to side on the crank gear. Little bits of the belt were being deposited behind the timing cover. Also, it was continually doing that, so it built up one complete valley on the gear, filled it with the debris. So eventually the belt was riding on that area, allowing it to jump time. So that was the problem. Once new belt was put on and the retaining plate was installed properly, everything's fine. The customer did have a situation where he took the vehicle from me after I made the repairs, came back with a check engine light. Apparently what happened was I dropped the spark plug trying to get it out of the spark plug tube with a magnet, and it fell to the floor and reduced the gap. So I had to pull it out, reset the gap, drop it back in. Everything's fine. So that gentleman brought his vehicle. He was a victim from the hurricane in Panama City. Came up to visit his father when this happened. So he's back on the road. Maybe he's back in Panama City. Everything's good. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.